Welcome to our channel Ayurtaranga. The videos posted in the channel aims to provide knowledge about basic concepts of Ayurveda, general diseases and their Ayurvedic treatment in brief. To begin with is the video on the concept of immunity in general and in Ayurveda, that is Vyadikshamatva, the various herbal drugs, formulations, Panchakarma therapies, yogasanas to boost immunity are dealt. The video will be posted in two parts. Part 1 deals with general introduction to immunity, immunity as explained in Ayurveda, herbal drugs to boost immunity. In the second part, formulations, both herbal and mineral, Panchakarma treatments and yogasanas to boost immunity would be dealt.
Let us discuss some of the basic concepts of immunity. What is immunity? The ability of the body to resist organisms or their toxins that tend to damage the tissues and organs is called immunity. Immunity can generally be classified as innate immunity and acquired immunity. Innate immunity is that type of immunity that is present in an individual from birth and that which results from general processes and not against any particular disease pathogens. Example, phagocytosis of bacteria by the neutrophils and macrophages, destruction of microorganisms in the food by the digestive enzymes, inactivation of gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria by polysaccharides, polypeptides and the lysozymes. On the other hand, acquired immunity is the type of defense mechanism that develops after the body encounters the antigen. The lymphocytes play a very important role in this type of immunity. The defense response can be classified as cell-mediated or humoral immunity. In cell-mediated immunity, it is the T lymphocytes that play a very vital role. They are activated in the thymus gland and are sensitized when they encounter the antigen for the first time. They become immunocompetent and they are able to identify the antigen-presenting cells. Usually, the macrophages phagocytose these antigens and present these antigens on their surface. The T lymphocytes identify these antigen-presenting cells and inactivate them. Once the sensitized T lymphocytes enter the lymphoid organs, they differentiate into memory T cells, killer T cells, suppressor T cells, and helper T cells. Humoral immunity is another type of artificial immunity which is mediated through the B lymphocytes. They are activated in the red bone marrow and other lymphoid organs. The sensitized B lymphocytes produce antibodies against specific antigens. Once the B cells are sensitized, they differentiate into plasma cells and memory B cells. The plasma cells are transient clone of cells which produce antibodies against specific antigens. The basic mechanisms of action of the lymphocytes are as follows. The helper T cells are the important cells which produce lymphokines that mediate the activities of the T cells and B cells. They are primarily involved in helping the T cells and B cells reaching the final target of destruction of antigens. Some of the examples of lymphokines are interferons and interleukins. Without the helper T cells, the activities of cytotoxic T cells and the plasma cells are reduced. The cytotoxic T cells are also called as killer T cells because they directly attack the cells containing the antigens and neutralize them. The plasma cells produce antibodies against specific antigens, and these antigen antibodies form complexes which may be phagocytosed. The suppressor T cells moderate the activity of the immune system, hence they are also called as moderators of the immune system. Memory B cells as well as memory T cells confer the memory of the pathogens to the subsequent generations so that When the body encounters the antigen for the second time, the response is quick, and qualitatively and quantitatively the response is accelerated. Acquired immunity can also be classified as natural and artificial. In natural categories, the person can acquire the immunity by actively contracting the disease. When the person has the pathogen, the body produces the antibodies, and hence it is called as actively acquired immunity. The mother also passes the antibodies from her through the placenta to the fetus and also to the newborn through the breast milk. This type of immunity that is acquired comes under natural passive acquired immunity. Artificially acquired immunity is basically through vaccination. It can be active when the body produces antibodies to the vaccines that contain live and attenuated antigens. It can also be grouped under passive when preformed antibodies are vaccinated into the individual.
Let us see the bird view on Vyadhi Kshamatva. The term Vyadhi Kshamatva is comprises two words Vyadhi and Kshamatva. Vyadhi means one which gives pain to the body. Kshamatva means Sahana Shakti or able to tolerate. According to Ayurveda, the power of the body which decreases the damaging power of disease and stops further manifestation of disease is known as Vadikshamatva. It is understood by two words, that is Vyadhi Bala Virodhitva and Vyadhi Pratibandhakatva. Vyadhi Bala Virodhitva refers to which is agonist to power of Vyadhi or which decreases the intensity of diseases. Vyadhi Pratibandhakatva is capacity to inhibit or combat causative factors which are responsible for manifestation of disease. Every individual in the world have unique type of Vyadikshamatva. If individuals are not having good Vyadikshamatva, then their body is not capable of combat diseases. This Vyadikshamatva is depending on Bala Vruddhikara Bhava and Sharira Vruddhikara Bhava. The factors responsible for enhancement of strength are the individual taken birth from naturally strong mother and father, birth in a place where people are naturally strong, birth at a specific time when people naturally gain strength, favorable or pleasant and moderate climate, excellence quality of the bija or sperm and ovum and uterus, excellence of ingested food, excellence of physics, excellence of suitability, excellence of intellect and mind, favorable disposition of nature, youthfulness, exercise and cheerful disposition. Factors responsible for growth of the body are time, natural and constitutional tendency of body to grow, excellence and quality of food, absence of any disease, absence of physical or psychological trauma, or absence of scarcity in nutrition. Akshetre bijam utsrishtam antareva vinushyati. This shloka explains about how Vyadikshamatva is helpful for preventing manifestation of disease. If seed is implanted in unwholesome field, then seed get destroyed in the field itself. Similarly, if dosha kala are having less strength and person is having good Vyadikshamatva, then disease manifestation will not take place. Without proper fuel, the fire extinguished by itself. Likewise, lack of supportive elements will not produce disease. Is explained through the shloka Atrino Patito Vanni Swayameva Upashamyati. According to Acharya Shushruta, prana and bala are considered as synonym of Vyadikshamatva. The bala or strength is classified as three: Sahaja bala or Prakrita bala, Kalaja bala and Yuktikrita bala. Sahaja bala means innate immunity or natural immunity. Strength of the individual will vary according to the season and time is considered under Kalaja Bala. For example, in case of Adana Kala, the individual is having Madhyama Bala, and in Visarga Kala he is attaining Uttama Bala. The Bala or the strength is varies according to the Avastha, Balavastha, Tarunavastha and Vriddhavastha. In this Avastha, the maximum strength will be there in Tarunavastha. Yuktikrita Bala, that is called as acquired immunity, is enhanced by Ahara, Cheshta and the Yogaja. Yogaja here refers to Rasayana or Vajikarana Dravyas. Oja is also plays a key role in enhancement of immunity. It is a essence and is present in every dhatus. It is responsible for positive health, and in Veda, Bala, Prana, Virya, Kapha, etc. the terms are considered as synonyms for Ojas. It controls and regulates all physiological activities and immunity power of the body. Increasing of Ojas does not cause any disease, and it provides physical and psychological stability. Satvika Ahara and Rasayana Dravyas will help to improve the quality of Ojas.
We have seen the Rasayanas help in improving Vadikshamatva. Ayurveda has described many different useful Rasayana Dravyas: drugs, herbal, mineral, animal, yogas such as formulations, methods of living to enhance immunity, Bala or Vadikshamatva. In the present video, we shall learn about few such Rasayana Dravyas, herbal drugs in particular, which help in boosting immunity that are available, easily and widely prescribed by most Ayurveda practitioners. We will learn these herbal drugs under 4 categories. Medhya Rasayana. These are group of drugs which have multifold action, especially improves memory and intellectual power. Prakriti Anusara Rasayana. Different drugs according to the Prakriti. Here we are referring to Sharirika Prakriti, that is the body constitution. It is of 3 main categories, that is Vataja, Pittaja, Kafaja Prakriti. Dhatu Poshaka Rasayana. These are drugs which nourish the dhatus or the tissue elements. Ayurveda considers Sapta Dhatus, namely Rasa, the lymphatic, Rakta, blood and the constituent, Mamsa, muscle tissue, Medas, adipose tissue, Asthi, bone, Majja, marrow and Shukra, reproductive system. Based on Agni, drugs which enhances the Agni refers to Jataragni or the digestive fire, as well as the Dhattvagni or the tissue metabolism. We will start with the first category, that is Medhya Rasayana. Definition goes: Medhayohitam, Medhavardakam ityartha. The one which improves intellectual power is known as Medhya. We go through shloka. It explains about the action of Medhya Rasayana in different formulation. That is Manduka Parnayo Swarasa Prayujyaha Kshirena Yasti Madhukasya Churnam Raso Guduchastu Samula Pushpaya Kalka Prayujya Kalu Shanka Pushpihi Ayu Pradhanam Ayushanani Bala Agni Varna Swaravardhanani Medhani Chaitani Rasayanani Medhya Visheshena cha Shankapushpi. So when we see the formulations, Mandukaparni should be taken in Swarasa form. Yasti Madhu Churna should be taken along with Kshira, Guduchi in Rasa form, and Kalka prepared from Moola and Pushpa of Shankapushpi. These also act as Balavardhana, Agnivardhana and Varna. Especially Shankapushpi is considered as the best Medhya Rasayana. The main chemical constituent responsible in Mandukaparni is aceticoside, which is Medhya. The major constituent useful in brain function in St. Madhu is glabardine. The chemical constituent in Guduchi, which is Medhya and Rasayana, is berberine and giloin. Shankapushpi. The main chemical constituent is convolin, which is responsible for blocking M2 and M4 cholinergic muscarine receptor. Now let us see according to Prakriti Anusara Rasayana. Ashwagandha, Withenia somnifera, Tikta Katu Madura Rasa, Lagu Snigdha Guna, Ushna Veera, Madura Vipaka. So when we see according to the Rasayana concept, Chakradatta has mentioned this in a formulation, that is Padakalke Ashwagandhaya Kshire Dashagune Pachet Ghrutam Peyam Kumaranam Pushti Krut Balavardhanam. Ashwagandha Kalka plus 10 parts of Kshira along with Ghrita. Kshira Paka should be prepared and administered, which is considered as Pushtivardhana and Balavardhana. Guduchi, Tinospora cordifolia. Rasa is Tikta Rasa, Snigdha Pichilaguna, Ushnavirya and Madura Vipaka. Next, Pitta Anus Prakriti Rasayana Dravyas. Amalaki, which is Lavana Varjita Amla Pradhana Pancharasa, Guru Rukshaguna, Shitavirya Madura Vipaka. So Amlaki is considered as Sarvadoshagna Vrusha. Simple Amlaki Churna, if it is taken along with Ghrita or Madhu, it acts as Rasayana. Shatavari, Shatavari Asparagus Rasamosa, Madura Tikta Rasa, Guru Snigdha Guna, Shitavirya and Madura Vipaka. Shatavari in classics it mentioned that Bhuktavarim Kshirayutham Vilasi Bhukte Shatam Sundari. If Shatavari is taken along with Kshira, it eliminates all 3 rogas, increases Bala and Varna. It is also one good Rasayana. Kapha Prakriti Anusara Rasayana Dravyas, that is Bhallataka, Semicarpa Sanicadium, Katu Tikta Kashaya Rasa, Lagu Snigdha Tikshna Guna, Ushna Veera, Madura Vipaka. Bhallataka is mentioned in Vardhamana Bhallataka Vidhana. Its action as Rasayana. So we have to increase the dosage of Bhallataka according to the days, and we have to again reduce this. So this is known as Vardhamana Rasayana form, which act as best Rasayana. Next dravyas are Rasona, Pippali, Guggulu. Pippali, Piper longum, which is Katurasa, Lagu Snigdha Tikshna Guna, Anushna Shita, Virya and Madura Vipaka. Even the Pippali is explained in Vardhamana Pippali Rasayana form in our classics. So it is mentioned as best Rasayana if we used in Yukti Pramana. If taken for long time, even it causes Shukranashana. Guggulu act as binding agent. Dhatu Poshaka Rasayana Dravyas, those are tissue enhancer, that is Ghrita, Dugdha, Shatavari, Karjura, Draksha. All these are Madura Rasa, Madura Vipaka, Guru Snigdha Guna, Shitavirya. They act as Balya and also good Rasayana. So other pharmacodynamic properties of immunomodulators they have seen already. All Amlaki, Ashwagandha, Guduchi, Gokshura, Haritaki, all these are having mainly Madura Vipaka, Shitavirya, Guru Snigdha Guna. So these pharmacodynamic property act as immunomodulators. So other drugs are Punarnava, Shaliparni, Pippali, Shatavari and Vidarigandha. Agni Anusara Rasayana Dravyas, that is Pippali, Katurasa, Lagu Snigdha Guna, Anushna Shita and Madura Vipaka. Here Pippali is, that is Pippali Moola. Charaka has mentioned in Agra Aushadhi that Pippali Moolam Deepaniya, Pachaniya, Anaha Prashamananam Shreshtaha. So Pippali Moola act as Agnivardhana. So it act as Deepana. Chitraka, even Chitraka Moola. Chitraka Moola act as Deepana, Pachana, etc. So it is also having Katurasa, Lagu Ruksha, Tikshna Guna, Ushna Veera and Katu Vipaka. Other drugs are Hingu, Bhallataka, Ghrutakkamari, etc. Rasayana drugs with antioxidant activities, that is the drugs which reduce free radicals in our body. They are nothing but Asparagus racemosa, that is Shatavari, Bacopa maneri, Beauharvea diffusa, Centella acetica, Convalent procularis, Withenia somnifera, Ambalica officinalis, Piper longum, Tinospora cordifolia, Picorosa curura, Curcuma longum, and Shilajit.